Yeah, welcome to the lighter side of the dark side. It's your weekly freak show here on Renegade Radio. I am Dark Mark, the goth comedian. I apologize. Our usual co-host, Hannah's under the weather. She won't be here tonight. And it sucks because she's missing one of the most rocking shows we ever have. And she is Mrs. Metal, and she's missing out on our guest straight from the land of the Vikings. He's laughing, and I don't know why he's laughing, but here he is. That's Rocky Kramer.
Woo!
And I'm going to put this over here. This is Rocky's new album that's coming out very soon, Firestorm. His video for Rockstar is just about to come out, and he's just about to tour Europe with Buckcherry. It's a pretty exciting time.
Hell yeah.
Oh, good. Oh, yeah, you do talk. Okay, good.
I do, sometimes.
Yes, and you're straight. You're. I keep saying Denmark, but that is not right.
Norway.
You're from Norway. I keep saying Denmark. You're from Norway. I keep thinking.
You know, everybody gets that wrong, and that's okay because I've heard Finland a lot, Holland, Netherlands,
Right.
UK, Spain.
No, there's no rock stars from Finland.
Of course there are.
Are there?
Or the metalheads.
Is that what the black metal and all that
very,
is?
very depressing music.
Oh, okay, good. And then
They love it.
Those are my people.
Oh yeah.
But we've also got some special guests. This is really weird because I had a friend. I used to do a show at Skid Row Studios downtown, and my friend Jeremy kept texting me in a frenzy. Said, "There's a comedy show downtown at the five-star bar, and you have to meet this Angela." And I thought, for some reason, and by the way, good thing that I met Angela. Here she is.
Hello.
I'm sure we have. I'm going to put the camera on you because you're beautiful.
Thanks.
Especially, we got three guys, so and you. So there, look at you. Plus, you're all tattooed up. You got the piercings. We're going to talk about that. But Angela, you, I think we've probably crossed paths at some point.
Oh, for sure, definitely.
But you're not a comedian. I was under the impression that you were.
No, not at all. I just support them.
Yes. So you do a show at the five
Yeah.
Star Bar
I put
downtown.
the whole show together.
Because I performed there,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not a comedy night. I've opened for bands, and that's a rough one. But I think the comedy night's better. And you brought one of the top comedians, which I think we've crossed paths at some point because you look very familiar.
Mostly.
But here he is, and he's correct me if I'm wrong. You've been on Showtime,
Yes, sir.
and you have put together a Native American comedy tour. Am I wrong?
Yeah, I'm guilty.
Okay, that's J.R. Redwater. Very, very mellow tonight.
I'm not from Scandinavia either.
Yeah, where are you from, J.R.?
From South Dakota.
Oh, okay.
It's pretty cold there, so it feels like Scandinavia.
Yeah, I think maybe the two of you probably have a lot of snow stories that we can come across another time. But
It's like Olaf, you know?
Yeah, we both
Right.
have pet penguins.
yeah, you're both, and there's a reason that you're both in L.A. But before I get started, one thing I got to do, I got to do a couple things. One, and we'll see if this follows me around here. There we go. Go to audibletrial.com/DMS. I'll repeat that. audibletrial.com/DMS. I'm going to Vegas this weekend, so I'm going to be listening to a lot of audiobooks. Audible does not have just audiobooks. They have comedy albums from everybody. They got Brian Posehn. They've got Tig Notaro. They've got Louis C.K. Well, actually, they don't have Louis C.K. They took him and Bill Cosby off. But they do have George Carlin. They've
I
got
love
Kevin.
Tig.
Yes, her comedy album. You want to get her comedy album free?
She's awesome, yeah.
You want to get her comedy album free?
On Audible?
Go to audibletrial.com/DMS. Not only that, you get one book or comedy album, and you get 2 Audible originals. They have an Audible original of Bob Newhart interviewing Sarah Silverman, Will Ferrell, and other comedians. They have a science fiction book read by John Waters. They have a science fiction book narrated by Zachary Quinto from Star Trek. They've got everything. They've got a continuation of the Alien saga with Rutger Hauer as one of the voices. You can get any book or comedy album and 2 Audible originals free. They got over 400,000. So just go to audibletrial.com/DMS. I'm giving you something free. Take it.
And I just, that just means I gotta upload the app again because I just uninstalled.
All right. Anyway, whatever you got to do. And also, they got books on metal. They got books on Norway.
Though,
You do. Anybody vegan in the room? No, you don't have to be because our other sponsor is Doomy's Home Cooking. Doomy's Home Cooking. You don't have to be a vegan to enjoy it. It's the best. It's the best vegan food I've ever had. You like flautas? Do you like burritos? Do you like shrimp po' boys, pulled pork sandwiches, chicken parmesan,
Fries.
Big Macs. Oh, the fries. Wait a second. Vegan chili cheese fries. Let me tell you, sir, they're the best. Go to 1253 Vine Street on the corner of Fountain and Vine. Doomy's Home Cooking. They also have another restaurant in Culver City and Toronto, Canada. I had a chili cheese fries. I don't know how they do it. The guy's a genius. A genius. Yeah. Amazing. And the you've been to Das Bunker?
No.
But you've heard of it.
Mm-mm.
Okay. There's an industrial club called Das Bunker. You guys don't have to worry about that. But they have Das Baker that works for Doomy's Home Cooking. Bakes vegan desserts, chocolate cake, carrot cake,
Yum.
deep fried Oreos. It's the best. Go to 1253 Vine Street, Doomy's Home Cooking, or go to Culver City, or go to Toronto, Canada. With that out of the way, here's the man, Rocky Kramer.
Hey.
You got to work on it, dude. Where's
All
that
right.
rock star energy?
Yeah, let's do it.
No. You got a fascinating story. I've been researching you all week.
All right.
Not only do you shred on guitar, not only are you a terrific singer, not only are you from Norway, the land of the Vikings, but your mother and father, what a love story.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Rocky's father is a violin player in the symphony orchestra.
Yes.
Has been for years, right?
Well, he actually just retired, but he was first violinist for 42 years.
So he was the first violinist they ever had. First violinist
First
is like
violinist is a group is the first group of violinists. It's like about 10 or 12. It depends on the size of the orchestra.
okay, because I don't know classical music, so it's kind of like lead guitarist.
So that's when you go to if you've ever been to a concert and to see the symphony, the violinists that are up front, those are the first violinists.
Okay,
so they get to do all the melodies and everything.
so they're like kind of like lead guitar,
They're considered to be the best violinists in that orchestra. So.
right? And he met your mother.
They met through music.
Right.
She was singing in a choir, so they were performing together, and they started talking, became friends, and there you go.
One thing led to another, and here we have this rock star, Rocky Kramer.
Of course, it was amazing, right?
It's quite a musical love story. It is really when I read that, it was really touching to hear that. Because I've done so many comedy shows and that's never happened with me and another comedian, but that's another story altogether. But so there's two accomplished musicians now. Your mother was an accomplished piano player, apparently a beautiful singer, and unfortunately she passed away when you were a young child.
Yes.
So your father had to
raise two boys on his own
in Norway.
In Norway.
Yeah, and there's the other story that I've read. When you were 5 years old. But how much older is your brother?
He's 2 years older. Almost. Our birthdays are 3 days apart.
Okay, so he was 7.
He was 7. Yeah.
And your father was trying to teach him to play violin, and for a 7-year-old, that's tough. For a 5-year-old like you grabbed it, and what happened?
Well, I guess I learned a lot through observation, and I was watching my brother, and this when you try the violin for the first time, what you want to try is to move the bow. And you move the finger up and down on one string, and it'll go kind of like an ambulance, like a siren noise.
Right. I can't even make that noise with my mouth, but that's
well, I got to do it somehow, right?
Yeah.
I don't have a violin with me.
No. I was hoping you would. Yeah.
So I was watching this, and I was thinking, just doing it in the air, just thinking I can do that.
Right.
And so I was like, give me a shot. Let me try that. And I did it, and it was immediately, and so, that's how I started playing the violin.
Now,
taking lessons and everything, learning how to read and write music.
Did your father envision you taking his place in the orchestra?
Probably.
Yeah.
I actually did through my teacher had me play with the orchestra. It was like they took the orchestra and they doubled it in size by having students young.
Right.
I was 12.
Right.
So every person in the orchestra had an extra seat next to them with a child playing the same instrument. So
take your child to the symphony day.
So I actually did play. I didn't play next to my dad, but I did play with the orchestra. So that was a very interesting experience.
That's got to be overwhelming.
Now I got to tell you this. I was 12 and I wanted to be a guitar player. So at one point in this long piece, I don't remember how long it was. It was pretty long. There was a guitar solo.
Right.
So I'm just playing violin and I look over and there's this guy going You know,
Right.
I'm thinking, I want to be that guy.
Is that's what got you on the guitar? Really? Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Really? Were you aware of? Did you like guitar playing before then, or is that's the moment?
It wasn't the moment, but it was. But that tells you where my mind was at.
Right.
So,
Even playing with a symphony orchestra and being in the pocket with all those players because everybody has to be synced.
Yeah.
You're like, I want to be the guitar player to do a solo.
I want to be that guy.
Right.
Whoever that was, I didn't know who he was, but I just thought it was awesome.
Yeah, that's great. And how did your father react when you're like, I want to play guitar, I want to play violin?
Well, he wasn't happy with it at first.
Yeah.
Because he wanted me to focus on the violin, and he really wanted me to enjoy it. He did because he was so passionate about it. He started when he was 14. I started when I was about 5, 6, 7. So he just wanted me to be passionate about something that he was passionate about.
Right.
Or if he still is. Even though he's retired, he still plays.
Oh, sure.
So
I would hope so. Yeah.
Not as much as he used to, but he's still because he enjoys it, and that's how he wanted me to feel. Except I felt that way about the guitar.
Right.
So
he got over it and he's like, well, I want you to be passionate about whatever music you're passionate about.
So, he realized that, I loved the guitar, and I would play guitar hours and hours every day.
Right.
And I would play violin maybe 20 minutes.
Right. So you played the guitar with the same passion that he played violin.
Exactly.
Right. And I've seen YouTube clips of you playing. Interesting. You're playing like Billie Jean, you're playing like Gonna Fly Now, you're playing like Nirvana, but in your own style.
Sure.
Shredding on Billie Jean.
Yeah, for those of you who haven't seen it, if you go to YouTube, you can see me basically do covers of famous songs, and I just improvise a guitar solo over it.
Right.
Kind of, so it's my thing.
Right. It's interesting.
It's something familiar, something you know.
Right. It's and everything from White Stripes to just you got a little bit of everything.
Anything that I can loop.
Right.
So.
Anyway, let me introduce you here to Angela because I want to get to know you more. And obviously, no, but you've been apparently you know Hannah, our co-host, very well.
Yeah.
You guys used to hang out and cause trouble,
like
in
4
Hollywood.
years ago or something. Yeah, partying all night.
Really?
Yeah.
The Rainbow, Bar
the
Sinister,
Rainbow, Bar Sinister, like everywhere.
Right.
Yeah.
So how did you end up from party girl to promoting comedy, but you're not a comedian?
Well, because I bartended at the bar
Right.
also. So,
Right.
I mean,
How long have you been bartending there?
I've been I've been bartending for 2.5 years.
Okay.
But I've been bartending for like 6 years.
Oh, okay. So you missed me when I was I was there. Symbol 6, the punk band, had a record release party, and I performed there. And then there was another night where they had like kind of comedy and music, and I didn't that one didn't come
we're
out.
not
So
really doing that too much anymore. Like I took over like all the comedy.
it really needs to separate. Now you love comedy.
Yes.
Who's your favorite comedian? I mean, not that you would book like your favorite comedian like you would see on TV. Famous comedian. So I know you like JR, and we're going to talk about JR in a second.
I mean, he's great. Famous comedian? I'm not too sure, but like, there's just too many. I mean,
trust me, you're telling us.
Yeah.
But everybody's doing comedy.
Dave Chappelle,
Dave Chappelle?
Yeah,
Sure,
he's really great.
Yeah.
Louis C.K. was great, but now everybody doesn't think so.
Well, he's great until he masturbates in front of you, and then that's not so good.
Yeah.
So, what's the weirdest thing? You're bartending downtown.
Yeah.
The 5-star bar can get a little rough sometimes.
Oh my God. It's crazy.
Tell us the wildest thing that happened at the 5-star bar.
I mean, I've seen people get maced. Oh, when the Dead Boys played, that was kind of crazy.
Okay, the Dead Boys, the punk band.
Yeah, the punk band. I studied for that one, and
how they looking at Dead Boys?
Old. And
Sonic Reducer.
Yeah. So they were,
I forgot how the next line. Yeah.
Oh my God! Someone grabbed like one of their mics.
Oh.
And then they like grabbed the mic and started hitting the guy that like was trying to grab it.
Yeah.
And they jumped off stage and
like 60-year-old guys jumping off stage
yeah.
to beat up other 60-year-old guys.
I mean, the crowd was much younger.
Yeah, no, I'm
totally,
kidding. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah,
There's still punk rock.
Yeah, totally punk rock.
Yeah.
But downtown is just wild. Regardless.
I know. It's and the 5-star bar. It's. I remember people were telling me about it, and I was like,
there's so many crazy wild stories.
Well, tell me another one. I want to hear this. Because I used to bartend, and it's not fun. It can be
I
fun.
mean, that place is like haunted, also.
Oh, tell me more.
I mean,
Because you're a goth girl, you must like that.
yeah, sure, but
Have you seen ghosts at the 5-star bar?
no. I've just heard like really weird noises, and I'm like, lights flashing, and then like I'll turn off the jukebox, and then I'll like be closing up, and then it's on,
Right.
and I'm like, no, I turned it off.
See, now that you mention it, I think there was like a weird, like something happened, like the lights went off and they went back on when I performed there.
Yeah.
So weird.
It's really weird.
I mean, it could be just like old wiring.
We redid everything recently, all the sound
Okay.
and everything.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So how did you come across JR?
He stumbled into the bar.
That's a nice way to put it. That's a nice way to put it, JR.
Okay, I'm Native American.
You stumbled into the bar. You stumbled into the bar. No, and I hate, but you're funny though.
Hey, I mean,
It's interesting that Native Americans, you would think there'd be more Native American comedians. I mean, I know Larry Omaha. He's great. There's another guy I forgot that used to be at the Comedy Store like in the 80s. What was the
Charlie Hill.
Charlie Hill was great. And now you kind of assembled all the other.
Well, what happened was I kind of rolled into town like in '99.
Where'd you roll in from?
South Dakota. I was on
That's right, South Dakota. I should pay attention to this.
Yeah. I'm one of those guys that came on a bus.
Right.
You with a dream. So.
And 20 years later, how's it going?
Yeah. Hey,
No, you've been on Showtime. You're doing good.
I gotta tell you, like for a guy who's been unknown for a long time, and then, but it's been really freaking good, man. Like I'm living a dream, and
Well, like Rocky, it's something that you are passionate about and you want to do. You have to do.
well, like ever since second grade, everybody like he has his story, and when I was
Let's hear your story.
When I was in second grade, I was like in this white elementary school, because my parents were going to university, so we moved off the reservation, and then it was like everybody was saying, "You're funny. You should be a comedian." I'm in second grade. I didn't even know what a comedian was yet, So, and then so
Yeah, can I learn my ABCs first? Thanks.
Yeah, it was because how I sound, like I always sound like I'm drunk.
Pretty.
But
Well,
I'm
it's-
not.
I was
I'm
gonna-
just high.
I was gonna say pretty mellow.
Yeah, so that's how the delivery comes across, and I get real physical on stage, and
We've
I'm
done
loud,
shows before.
you know?
I'm picking up this voice. We've done shows before.
Yeah, I mean, there's only one voice like this.
Yeah. So I don't know if it's a Comedy Store. I'm trying to think.
It was
It's,
a complex for me, like.
Really, the way you
'Cause,
talk?
yeah, all the kids used to be like growing up, like you sound funny, like you talk slow.
Let's be honest. Rocky's from Norway. His English is better than yours. Let's be honest.
Yeah, no, hey.
Well, that's because I went to school in Norway.
Yeah, they teach English there.
They do. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Wouldn't it be weird if he went to like all Native American school in Norway and just him?
I was married to a white woman for a long time.
How was that?
12 and a half years. She's German Irish. Ooh, they got.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say
that's a bad temper right there.
That's wow.
Yeah. So so I get white people.
Bad temper,
Actually,
bad cook. I would imagine too.
I moved to Orange County, and so that's
With
where
a white
I'm
woman?
living. Yeah, man.
Oh,
I got
geez.
6 kids, yo.
What?
They're all grown up. I mean, we're trying to take the country back, and so got to make a lot.
Overpopulation will do that.
So,
Now wait a second. Now you got 6 kids.
yeah,
You've been doing comedy for 20 years.
18.
18
Yeah,
years. Okay,
thank
so you said 99. I was doing.
Well, it was like I started in 01 in the beginning.
Okay.
So,
All right.
yeah.
Okay. All right. All right.
So I kind of got established before I could like get out and be funny.
Right. But so you've been doing it the whole time with kids.
Yeah, as a family man, honestly, so I'm quite domesticated. But
have there been
I'm
any-
like Rocky. I'm living the rock star life. So
6 kids is not the rock star life. That's a whole
hey,
different.
I'm telling you, you can have kids all over the world and still be a rock star.
All right. Well, there you go. You're like Mick Jagger, I guess. I don't know.
Mick Jagger.
Yeah, he's the Mick Jagger of comedy.
It's funny. My ex, she told my kid, she's all like, "Don't don't be surprised if someone comes up to you later in life and they're like half Japanese and native saying they're your brother or sister.
Dad?
And I'm like, what?
Yeah, nice. You've been all over the world, so.
Yeah, I used to live in Japan, so that's, yeah.
Really? When was this?
I was in the Navy before I came here.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
All right.
I was in the Middle East a few times. And,
Okay, so there could be, who knows?
hey, you never know.
ISIS might have a
I
couple
got
Native
kicked
Americans
out-
in there.
I got kicked out of Singapore, so.
Oh, wait a second. Before we get back to Rocky, I got to hear this now. How do you get kicked out of Singapore? That seems impossible.
It's just like you start out with 50 cent Mai Tais, all
Right.
day,
No, I got that.
and then all of a sudden you're in a bar with all your buddies, and then supposedly you slap somebody on the ass, and
Supposedly.
the cops come,
Yeah.
and then you run, and then they chase you, and then they get you. And then they keep you in jail all night. Then the Navy officers, like the JAG lawyers, come and get you out.
Oh. And
Then you go to war.
yeah, they weren't happy with that.
So, yeah, I'm kicked out of there. Yeah.
Well, at least you got to go to Singapore before the war. It would suck the other way around.